Herzlich willkommen zurück am Swiss Photo Day. Ich hoffe, ihr habt einen spannenden und auch einen erholsamen Break gehabt, ein bisschen networken und das Tool ein bisschen nutzen. Jetzt ist es Zeit für wirklich ein Highlight von heute. Mein nächster Gast der reist als Hochzeitsfotograf rund um den Globus. Daheim ist er am wunderschönen Lago di Como in Italien und er fotografiert Hochzeiten aber in der ganzen Welt an den wirklich spannendsten Locations. Er gewinnt auch weltweit Awards und Preise mit seinen Bildern. Er ist Sony Ambassador und er ist vom ESPW zum besten Fotograf der Welt gekürt worden. Und jetzt ist er da bei uns. Herzlich willkommen, Cristiano, benvenuto. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Grazie, thank you very much.
I hope you're well. Did you have a good trip?
Yes, it was not too far. 3 hours and I'm here.
Easy train journey?
Very easy.
Very sustainable?
Yes.
Not taking the flights?
Yes, no.
Cristiano, your career is really incredible. You started photography as a hobby, as many people do,
Yeah.
and now you're one of the best-known wedding photographers all over the world. How did that happen, that journey?
I don't remember.
Did you ever think it was going to be
It
that?
was a long time ago, but it started everything because I was not rich. So if you want some camera, second-hand camera, you have to work to get it. So now you can buy camera for 10,000 euro. Before, 200 was already enough. So I started to buy a camera in a second-hand shop. And I work for some photographer to earn money and to buy new lenses. So my hobby is slowly but slowly become my job.
So you really came from zero and you really built this from second-hand camera, finding lenses, and now you've really made it to the top in your field, one might say. Yes.
Sometimes I wonder
Not only
about
you and I say that you've been awarded with prizes, and you have also a really unique style. You use a lot of wide-angle lenses, which is unusual also for portrait or couple pictures. Why do you choose to do that, and how would you describe your style?
So about the wide angle is because I'm a wedding photographer, destination wedding photographer. So I go around the world, or the people comes in Italy, Tuscany, Lake Como, Venice. And it's important for them to see themselves, but even the environment, the landscape.
In the location.
Yeah, if you are in Venice, I cannot take a portrait of you and don't show where you are. So the wide lens was for me the choice to show you where you are. So maybe they come in America, they're back in America, they can show what they have around. How beautiful is Italy, how beautiful is the world. But maybe my more famous picture I have with wide angle, but you have to alternate, use even the tele, even the normal. So that's why I use always 3 cameras on me. Wide angle, normal, and tele. So it doesn't change my lens.
So you come covered in camera.
Yes, everything with me and everything very easy to take on.
You have an assistant who helps you?
Sometimes, but...
But sometimes also you go alone with 3 cameras?
Yes, exactly.
Wow. And you have to put 3 things in one picture. You put the location, you put it's also a beauty photography. You have a bride, and it's also fashion. You have an amazing dress that is, somebody has put a lot of thought into choosing.
Exactly.
And then there's also a husband that is kind of on the side.
Sometimes.
And you have to capture love as well. So it's a challenge. Yeah, emotions.
Yes, I'm not.
How do you manage?
So I'm not a very romantic photographer because I love to do wedding photography in another way that the people imagine normally. Not only soft, romantic, sweet. This is also can happen maybe during the reportage. It happen a kiss or hug or emotion or cry, but it's not all this. I love to mix every kind of photography in one.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of landscape in my picture. I love landscape, is the base for me of photography. A lot of portrait, fashion, glamour. So that's why it's a difficult job, because you have to go out of the normality and try to do something different.
It's different, and you really chose this unique style, and I think anybody, before they chose to book you, they would need to look at your work, because otherwise they might have a misconception. But like, okay, he's the best wedding photographer, and then they want some beauty shots. That's not what you're really
I can do everything. So that we are, we are wedding photographer, 360 degrees. We have to do everything. Beauty, fashion, close-up, details, flower, we do everything. But that you say something important. You have to choose your own photographer. So you don't make mistake. You are happy with him, you love him, so spend all the money you want, because this is a moment in a life where you have a photographer for you. It's not so usual to have a photographer for you all day. No. So it's an important moment.
You can art direct your own day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the moment, Cristiano. Now, of course, we want to see, and maybe some of our viewers today, they don't know about you yet. So we will show a little bit of a short film about you and shooting with the Sony Alpha 1, so that we all get a little bit of a glimpse of what your work looks like, and then we'll be back.
Alpha.
I'm a destination wedding photographer because I was so lucky to born in a place like this. People come from every side of the world to have a wedding in Italy. They want to see what we have around, the villa, the lake. This is my meaning, is the mix, the two things, the people and landscape. This is the goal of my photography. I started using the Sony Alpha system 2 years ago, and this was a big revolution for me. It's so easy to work with the mirrorless and so beautiful. You can concentrate to your idea, to your creativity. Sony Alpha 1 is the perfect camera. You can have a lot of resolution, it's 50 megapixels. It's a very fast autofocus. You can have a wonderful viewfinder and 30 frames per second, everything in one. I think that Sony Alpha 1 is the future, it's something really amazing, and I want to use this camera forever.
Cristiano, thank you for this impression. This really shows the work that you do, all this moodiness, also this beauty, and your love for the Sony Alpha. Why did you fall in love with this camera?
So this was exactly 1 year ago, during the lockdown. So we do this, was cold.
That's why there was no people in the video.
No, exactly. It was cold, very cold. But they called me from Japan. They write me from Japan and say, we choose you as a testimonial for the new product. It was a secret product. I say, okay, wow, the Japanese called me for this. It was a great honor. Honestly, it was so good. Nothing to do in that month. It was everything closed.
You had time.
And yes, and it was everything secret. This camera was covered by tape.
Wow.
And I said, wow, what this camera is amazing. And so it's first of all, from the boy in the second-hand shop till here is an incredible journey. This
to be chosen by Sony.
Exactly.
To be their ambassador.
Ambassador is already fine, but they chose me to promote this camera.
Yeah.
This was really, really incredible. More than ambassador, I mean, this is just something amazing. But you tell me about my journey from the beginning till now.
Wow.
Sometimes I don't know what happened in a few years.
Yes.
Because my studio is open only, before I was working for somebody else, my studio is only 10 years old, and I really do a lot of things. It's incredible.
But the secret also, it looks so simple and so easy in this video. Like it just, it just happens, and the picture, it all looks so effortless. But I'm sure that it's hard work and that it's challenging. What do you think is the most difficult part of your job?
Is everything difficult? And you have always to keep in mind, oh wow, what I'm doing now, what I have to do. So, this was a model for the camera, for the video, but normally the bride is just a bride, just the people. So they are scared, and maybe they tell you, I'm not so nice like your bride. But all the brides are the same. The photographer can make the difference.
So you have also self-image that you need to pick up the person sometimes and kind of make them feel beautiful, make them feel proud and strong.
It's really not easy. There is not a secret about that. But the most big secret to start from the pizzeria wedding, where I start, like everybody in the small places, to go in
pizzeria wedding. I like the expression.
You can imagine a typical Italian wedding from the normal class, and then maybe you stay at the top of the wedding. So you're always the same person. You have always to say, I have to do more. It's not enough. I have to do better.
So you're not happy with your work sometimes, or you're critical?
No. I'm not so good. I've tried. I can become better. This is the secret, I think. I'm not so good. I'm
That's
not
also the
so-
secret to stay interested in your work. Otherwise, if you think I'm the best at this, it starts to get boring and then you want to retire, no?
Then it's just a job, and a job is boring less every job. So when you travel, maybe 10 hours in an airplane, then it's getting boring. But if you're happy to go, you're traveling, say, okay, let's go, let's see. But sometimes I don't meet the people before. So they come from America, I meet them in the day of the wedding. So you have to be very quick, open.
You speak with them before?
Maybe sometimes in the web, by Zoom or like this. But not too much. It's different. The day of the wedding, everything changed. The people are nervous. The people have big expectation, for example.
Exactly, huge
Yeah.
expectations.
Yeah.
And if something isn't right, like what if it rains? What if it's dark? How
Yeah.
do you handle these situations?
It's raining, it's dark. The sun of July is the most terrible that you can find.
During the noon, yeah.
Exactly. Maybe the ceremony is 2 o'clock in the noon. So, wow, no. And you have to say to yourself, oh, what I have to do now, what I can do. This, and then everything goes good. What I like somebody say about my picture, that they are pose, but they look natural. They look in the movement. And this is something that is inside of you, is your talent.
But you make that come out in people because the
Yeah.
people that you're working with, they're not professional models, they're not
Exactly.
actors, they are people who are getting married on a day that is extremely emotionally stressful also for them, and the excitement.
It
And
is.
you manage to get them looking like they're professional models and posing and making it look natural. How do you do that?
I try, always.
And you meet them only on that day.
Yeah, I try. Maybe there is a mother that is nervous, the father that is.
Yeah.
So everything is not as you think. It's not going everything easy.
Is there a lot of
But-
stress also, emotional brides?
Yeah, maybe you need time for your picture. You say to the bride, give me 1 minute for a picture. And she's always late with the makeup. But this is what makes every day different than the other. I had, for an example, had in August a wedding from a couple from Texas. They come in Italy with the big expectation. It was raining all day, raining, but completely. And I say to her, you will see, the picture are even better with the rain. So I have the big
Yes.
cloud, the rain, umbrella, the wind, make for me something better than bright day, full of sun, for example. So it's not important what you find. It's important
And
you
she
are
was
ready.
happy afterwards with the
Yes,
picture,
a
with the
lot,
rain.
a
You
lot.
managed to
Maybe
incorporate.
not with the rain totally. And when I meet her in a room, she look at me like this. It's a bad day. I say, no, don't worry.
But rain
Now
is
she's
beautiful,
happy.
just not so many people understand it.
Yeah, and true. The sky is different. It's more dramatic, and the wind make the veil blow
Wow.
naturally. It's so cool. I love that picture. This is what I love. Sometimes I have to take care to don't use too many pictures that are strong or rainy or dramatic, because I can understand that people want to have
Beautiful,
also something sunny or lightful.
Pastel colors.
Yeah, or pastel. So I
We're
try
going to
do
show some
everything.
pictures now
I do
of your
everything.
work, and then we
Okay,
can maybe
thank you.
comment and have a look. We will see it on
That's
the
help a
screen.
lot.
Wow, what is happening here?
Oh,
This
this
looks
is
stunning.
This is Tuscany,
Yeah.
and this is a theater. We enter in a theater. Say, can we take some picture? This is Rome, the beautiful palace in Rome.
How do you manage that there's no people there? Do you edit them out, or do you go in the morning?
Is a people where it's not allowed to be,
Ah.
but we try to enter. We,
You
ask,
have
we are
special
Italian.
access. So
This
it's also
is-
planning.
Yeah, you have to be not shy for this job. These are images. The last one is in Lithuania during the workshop. This is
amazing.
Bosnia. It's a beautiful place in Serbia. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love movie.
Yes.
So a lot of my inspiration come from the movie, and this is so important because the movie can have to tell something, story, composition. This is what I want.
Beautiful.
Is to transform a wedding picture. Sometimes they are very normal, let's say, in something unique. So, for example, you can print this picture and have in your home,
Yeah.
even
it's
if you are
art.
not a bride.
No,
No,
yeah.
what I mean.
Yes.
I don't know how to say in English, but
It's like a piece of art, and here we
Is
see
it-
the
is a
dark
picture.
sky. We
Yeah.
also see like you desaturate, like you take a lot of the color out, and sometimes you make it very moody.
yeah,
It's very unique.
But what is really want to tell is that, okay, if I take a nice picture of you, nice portrait of you, is nice for you. Is it good to remember? Okay, maybe for the magazine, of course.
When I'm old, I can look at it and be like, ha.
It's a personal picture. Yeah. No, maybe, okay, if the bride is nice as you, beautiful as you, it's easy to make everybody say, wow. But then it's not enough to have nice people, beautiful people. You have to transform somebody nice. Yes. Maybe they're shy, maybe they work in the office all day, maybe they're advocate, but that day they are bride, princess. Not princess like Walt Disney, but are the people of the day. So the groom is not so
They're
important.
larger than life. Yes, I noticed two things. So we have a lot of black and white photos, and also I think a lot of your photos that get awarded are black and white. That's one thing I noticed. And then I noticed that there's not a lot of grooms in your photos. Do you kind of let them leave, or what's the process? Like you take 10 pictures with a groom, and then you're like, okay, now we take 1,000 pictures with a bride.
Yeah. So in a fashion photography, you have a model.
Yeah.
With a nice dress, nice situation, so you are only with her. No, honestly, when I deliver 500 pictures to my clients, file, you have everything inside. A lot of color, a lot of groom. But when I can do what I want, maybe the groom is a little bit shy or boring to pose, and the bride not, she's happy. I can say, you can go to drink. They're very happy to go to drink.
They're happy.
With a friend, you're very happy.
So it's more important for the bride to take the photo on that day, and the groom is
the day of the bride. The groom say yes only because the bride wants. This is the secret of
he
the
does
wedding.
whatever. He's already practicing for later on.
Exactly. It's very important. This is the first rule of the wedding. No, I have a lot of couple picture, but when I can do what I want, this is my moment. So you have to do your own photos. After this, is also yours, became yours picture. But if I love the photo, then it's good for everyone, for the bride, for a guest, for somebody that I want to create something different than only wedding. I am in a wedding, but I'm doing something else.
Do you also get requests for other kind of bookings, like, or do you only do weddings?
I did before photojournalism in the world, India, big events, something, but now it's a little bit difficult to work in that field. So, but my wedding is not something like in a second plane. It's not a B-side. It's the same. It's very important. Then it's depending which kind of wedding you do. Maybe you can do the very small wedding at your home with your friend. It's fine. But when you go, for example, in America to take a wedding in Miami, they call you from Italy. So you have a big expectation. Then I shake a little bit, say, what I have to do it.
And how long do you stay there? What does a trip
When I
look like?
can, maybe it's in the winter. So here I'm a little bit easy. I can say maybe 1 week.
Okay.
I remember in Cambodia, we stayed for 20 days.
Yeah.
I take holiday and wedding.
But some weddings in other cultures also take like a week.
Yeah, sometimes, yes.
Okay.
In India is incredible. I made a wedding in Varanasi, the holy town of India, and it was very beautiful. It's incredible. They have 1,000 guests. You don't know what is going to happen.
Wow.
It's really amazing. Maybe you're looking for something, and then you hear a music. Then it's the groom that comes by the horse or by the elephant.
Wow.
And then for the photographer, it's incredible.
Incredible.
It's like a children in a candy shop, we say in Italy.
Yeah. You don't know, and also like a surprise box, you don't know what's going to come out.
It's not a
so
job.
you're traveling also around the globe, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this later. But first we'll do a mini commercial break, eine kleine Werbepause, und dann sind wir zurück da mit dem Cristiano Ostinelli am Swiss Photo Day.
Das Schönste nach der Ferien sind die Erinnerungen an die unvergesslichen Momente. Fotobücher von bookfactory.ch. Wir stehen für Schweizer Qualität und beste Fotobücher mit Tradition. bookfactory.ch.
Alex, mach schnell, die Leute skippen es gerade weg. Bestell doch bei brack.ch, da kommt alles in einem Paket. Super, jetzt haben sie es geskippt.
Liefert alles in ein Paket. brack.ch.
Wir sind wieder zurück am Swiss Photo Day. Herzlich willkommen. Und der Mann, der neben mir sitzt, der ist zum besten Hochzeitsfotograf der Welt gekürt worden. Und wir schauen ein bisschen dahinter, wie das man das wird, was ihn ausmacht, was sein Weg ist und wie das auch ist, wenn man auf der ganzen Welt umreist, zum Hochzeiten fotografieren. Cristiano Ostinelli, so nice that you're still here. So briefly before the commercial break, we started talking about traveling because you live in Lago di Como, you live in Italy. You started photographing the Italian wedding, which is a destination many people will like to do their weddings, but I think it's a summer season. And so you photographing in Italy most of the time during the summer, is that correct?
Exactly, yes.
And then during the winter, you were traveling the entire globe.
Sometimes I do
When it's not the
nothing.
pandemic.
Yes, exactly. It was not good in these 2 years. Next year I have a beautiful wedding in Mont Saint-Michel, in Bretagne, one in the Caribbean, in Curaçao, and Miami. So yeah, I travel, maybe not a lot, but I did a lot of wedding in my career. I was the first one in Hong Kong. It was beautiful. Yeah, you fall inside to the Chinese tradition. And then it's photojournalism. You looking what has happened, you try to be a little bit apart and to catch the picture. And then when you have a moment for the pose, you are the boss. So you say, we go here, you check in Google where to go, what to do, which is the best place. And sometimes for the photographer, the best place for picture are not the nicest place. Not too sweet and not too commercial, but something different.
But sometimes the client wants the commercial sweet things, no? Is it you sometimes need to communicate a little bit and bring it across that you want to go a little bit more artsy?
That's true, that's true. But you have to try to transform the normal and commercial place in something different. Like you see the picture from Rome, from that building of Rome, they're totally everything but not normal. You have to transform the place. Even when I go in Venice, it's full of normal place, or New York.
Yeah.
Is very famous. Every corner of New York are famous for the movie. But I take my customer from New York on a gondola.
Yeah.
In Central Park, there is a lake with a gondola. I don't know why.
Wow.
And I took a
Little bit
picture
of
of
Venice
this.
vibe.
Yeah, exactly. It was a mixing.
Okay. So you're creative also, and you plan also a little bit, and you think ahead of the time.
Yeah.
What could I do in this location with this couple?
Exactly.
Like you come with a certain idea.
Exactly. And the movie helped you a lot. I made a wedding in the desert of California after the movie Into the Wild. So I bring this customer from New York, from Los Angeles. They never expect that places. So we've been in Joshua Tree National Park, incredible places. So and another thing that I want to say that never think, oh, your wife or your bride are beautiful. That is not always true. Your location are amazing. You can find a good location everywhere.
There's a beauty everywhere.
So you have to scouting the place live or Google. This helps a lot. And maybe people that live in that area doesn't know that place. So you have to discover the place and transform every situation in the best situation.
And these photos are always taking place on the wedding day, or does it sometimes make sense to shoot before or after the wedding when you really have time to do a proper shooting?
It's a good question because if I go in Florida, I've been in Florida one time, we had one day the wedding, so I never ask something to them, never steal the bride and groom for 1 hour. This is not nice. I don't like to go away.
You just stay around with the camera and kind of
exactly, something normal. And the day after, we rent a hairboat, the hairboat for the Everglades, and we take an incredible picture. When it's possible, it's nice to do something the day after, when they're not too drunk.
Yeah, exactly. With the hungover, the face, you will have to make sure that
2 days after.
But it's good she can wear the dress again.
Yeah,
she gets to be bride.
This is true.
If the dress isn't ruined, maybe you do it before.
And what I love is the elopement. So it's only bride and groom comes in Lake Como. We take a picture all day for me. That is long because you have to handle all day the pose and everything, but it's beautiful because you have no distraction, you have no people, you have no the food time. Maybe the best time of the day, the food is ready. So, oh no. So that is not easy job. What I want to say who want to do this in the future, maybe the boys like me from 20 years, they want to start. You have to know that it's not easy, totally not, but I'm here.
You need to be stress resistant as well.
Also.
A lot,
yes,
right?
yes. Because I work a lot. Sometimes I have 5 days, 5 weddings.
Do you have brides freaking out because she thinks that there won't be a nice picture, or do they trust you?
This is a nice question.
Because this is
So-
a scenario in my head with wedding that you'll have a bride that's freaking out or parents-in-law.
So I tell you already
out.
what I don't like. The bride, they give me 2,000 things that I have to do. You have
Like
to
a
do
short
this.
list.
Yes.
Wow.
Then
Cake,
It's not good for me.
ring. No, it's not good. It's
Cake and ring, of course I did. But take a picture when I walk down and I look at you. Take a picture of me or my father that we kiss each other. Maybe you don't kiss each other. I mean, the list doesn't work.
No.
Doesn't work. If you choose me, let me do what I... Anyway,
So they overplan, and then you
I
need to be
can
like,
take a picture and read a book. So that is wonderful question you asked. So the best is when they tell me what I want, but they let me do what I can do.
maybe say this is the most important thing for me, and then they let you, so you kind of know what the client wants, and then you can do your thing.
Yeah, but the best is why my bride has a long veil, because they see my picture. And they know I have to buy a long veil to get the same. So the best is when you choose somebody that at your style. Like a fashion, if you love Armani, you don't love Dolce & Gabbana. So it doesn't ask to him to do something different.
Exactly.
This is my opinion. And so there is enough job, and everything want to work very easy. So it's not nice when somebody's not happy at the end. For me, it's terrible if somebody say to me, "This I don't like your picture."
But I'm sure your clients are always
Incredible.
happy. Do you have clients who are afterwards like,
No, honestly not. But in 1,000, one can happen,
of course, yeah.
and maybe they have different expectation, but it's rare, but can happen. Maybe it's because the wedding planner suggests me, or
That they didn't even know, and then they're completely...
sometimes they don't know your work. This is terrible.
Always choose your photographer by yourself. You should get to
See.
know them, because it's like art. It's really like art.
And not only from Instagram, because, for example, in Instagram, you show your pose, your top. Look inside to the gallery to see a full wedding. This is very important.
Yes.
So you can discover that I do a lot of photojournalism. I love it.
How many pictures do you deliver to the client after a wedding, roughly?
We say at least 500, but...
Wow.
Yesterday we delivered a work
But you don't
from...
edit them.
See.
Wow, 500 pictures
Sì,
edited?
sì. Sometimes 1,000. So it doesn't matter. If they are nice, I don't throw away nice picture. There is not a limit. That's why it's not a job. It's something more. It's a passion.
Wow.
We just delivered yesterday 1,000 picture to the bride.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of picture of friends that's laughing, somebody's doing something that you don't see normally in Instagram. That's why
Amazing.
it's a very complete job. Reportage, fashion, geometry, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's not easy. But
Wow.
But
wow.
it's nice.
And you shoot weddings in Italy, European weddings that we know, but you're also going to other countries like India, and then it's
Yeah.
completely different, and you don't know what's going to happen. What do
Yeah.
you prefer?
So, your comfort zone is your villa, where you stay maybe 40 weddings in a year. You know every corner, you know what to do. But the light is always different, the bride is always different, the situation is always different. So maybe there they have a big expectation, but maybe today the day is not the same of the picture that I see. So I like to travel to see something different, but it's always a challenge. I just made 1 month ago a wedding in Luzern to Burgenstork.
Yes.
Good to say,
It's a
Bursa.
beautiful location.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is beautiful, but when you are on the location, it's beautiful, the view of the location. It's not easy to take picture there. So this is the challenge. So you have to run in half an hour to see where I have to go, what I have to do, because the expectation is big. So this is nice.
So we can go on Instagram and see the picture.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
I'm very curious.
just made it.
And another thing that I saw when we were looking at your photos, a lot of black and white photos, and also the photos that were awarded, often they're black and white. Why do you think that is?
Okay, so about the price is true because the judge are photographers and we love black and white. For black and white is the photography, for me. When I made in the past some reportage in India, I used to shoot in black and white because the picture have to speak without color. So it's easy in India, you know, the violet turbans and the nice scarf, the color helps a lot. When you take away this information for a picture, the black and white tell the truth.
So it's harder black and white, or is it easier? Because some people say if you have a not so good picture, make it black and white, it becomes better.
Okay,
It's
that's
easy.
true.
You don't have to color
This is-
grade.
This is true. This is true. About the color grade and everything, it's true. But when it's in black and white, to be really wow, must be really something important. Anyways, change the fashion is changed a lot. So Instagram changed a lot of things. So now I do normally 80% color and 20% black and white, even less. But when I have to make an exposition, for example, I still love the black and white.
Okay, so your exhibitions.
Maybe
would be-
because I come from photojournalism, where the black and white is the truth.
Wow. So interesting. Thank you so much for your time, Cristiano. Now, I'm
Prego.
very curious if our community, ob es noch Fragen hat aus der Community, ob da noch etwas reinkommst. Ich sehe den Thomas nie nicht. Vielleicht,
komm ich schon,
maybe there
Mecca.
weren't any questions.
Oh,
Ha?
let's see. Let's see.
Hallo
Let's see.
Cristiano.
Ciao.
Und hat es Fragen gegeben?
Ja, ganz
Oh,
viele wieder.
Ja, der Thomas ist noch bis zum
Also
Schluss
ich
am
ha-
Schreiben gewesen.
Genau,
hä?
also ich ha da
Okay,
3
many
volle
questions.
Zettel.
Wow.
Wow.
We'll have to
So much
continue
questions
one
for you.
more hour.
Let's see if I
Let's see
can do my
directly, yeah.
best.
The first question is, what was your first camera that you had?
Okay, it was a Canon FTB
Okay.
manual, only manual. The battery is only for the light meter, but
Okay, very
it's
special, yeah.
I still have in my home.
Ah, cool, nice.
See.
Good. And then Stefan is asking you, how much does a customer have to pay for a one-day wedding shoot? Team?
Okay. That's
question.
no, it's not. I'm easy and open. So if you come in Lake Como and I have to come in 5 minutes to the location and I do 10-hour wedding, I cost around 3,000 euro. That for Switzerland is nothing. I mean, the wedding in Italy is a lot, you know. Yeah, it's depending where you come from. It's depending how much you earn. But if I have to go in New York for 1 week, maybe it's 10,000. Of
Yeah,
course, they pay
okay.
for me everything: hotel, fly, hamburger.
Yeah.
So that's cost differently. But I'm not very expensive because the Italian photographers are not too expensive.
Okay, very interesting. And Philip is also asking you how important is to speak with the couples before the shooting of the wedding begins? How important is that for you?
For somebody, maybe it's very important. For me, I have no time. So when I come in a room,
Yeah.
the bride is there with the makeup,
And you just start.
and I start.
Oh, okay.
I don't give space to say something. So I
Yeah.
started like, no. I'm a shy boy. I was a shy boy. Then with this job, you lose a little bit to be shy. And today I was also shy before I come here. But then it's normal.
Nobody
But
would
this
have
help
ever
you.
noticed.
This helps you a lot because you have never to be arrogant or sure. Say, okay, it's not a nice bride. Let's do a simple job. No, you have to do always your best. It's the secret of everything.
Staying humble also.
Yeah. So I don't speak a lot with them, but when I have time during the pose, the moment of the pose, I move them. I say, "Can I touch you?" Because sometimes they're like this, maybe a little bit robot. Yeah, so I try to do my best.
Cool, thank you. And the next question is, how much time you need for editing photos?
See?
How much you need for that? If you take one photo, how much? Can you say how much time you need for editing?
Okay, so that is two different things. So if I have to do a book with 60 picture, you work a lot, maybe more with this 60 picture. But normally I deliver it like 1,000 picture, so I need to be a little bit fast.
Okay.
I'm not a big editor. I think that if you work too much on a picture, that is getting a little bit fake.
Okay.
You stop your creativity, you stop your naturality. Okay, it's getting a little bit fake or a little bit stuck, you know, like wedding picture. That from. So 1,000 picture, I need 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
But I'm a little bit quick,
Yeah, that's
so I cannot
yeah.
open each picture and.
So you have like presets or things?
Yes,
Yeah.
this of course. For example, I shot 6,000 photos.
Yeah.
I choose 1,000, the first selection. Then I use the preset on all 1,000, and then I open each one to change, obviously, what
check.
you need and to check everything.
Wow, quite a
One-
process. though.
Yeah.
We have time for 2 more questions.
Yeah,
Thomas?
2 more.
Yes,
Okay.
you have to choose wisely.
Good. Then from Monica, do you also take other photos for your hobby? And which kind of photos you make there for your hobby?
Okay.
If it's not wedding.
Okay. So this is a nice question.
Yeah.
So after 20 years, not many picture now.
Okay.
But before and during my career, a lot. I start with the film, infrared film,
Oh, okay.
to do something really strange by myself, and then I travel a lot before. Then if I can sail, some job of mine I do. If I cannot sail, I do exhibition or something else. So I travel a lot also for my holiday. I spend my holiday to take picture. So India, for example, is the best place where you have to go.
Okay.
Photographer have to go in India, have to go in this place to find something different. Because with our eyes, we see something different than the normal people. We're looking for something different. This is very important.
Thank you.
We'll go to India.
So yeah,
Let's go to India.
Yes.
book
It's possible
the
again.
flight next time. So the next question from Urs. Which part of the wedding do you mostly like in a role as a photographer?
In a row?
In a role as a photographer.
In your role, like
Okay.
the role.
So when drinking and eating? It's depending where you are. That is not easy. Which is the best moment? So the getting ready give you the calm. There is still the beginning. Everything is quite calm, but we have time. She's sitting there. After can be a mess.
Okay.
So we are late. We have to run. We have to go.
Then-
So there is not a moment. But all the wedding is nice. What I don't like is the end. Maybe they hit, they dance, it's okay, but everything is gone for me. The most tension moments are gone.
So you don't stay for when they're drunk and they're partying
Sometimes yes.
late at night. It can also get very good
Yeah,
pictures,
this is
like
cool. It's true. It's true.
to show like the
Yeah,
difference from the
that
day.
is true. So you never know when is a good moment.
So you have
Maybe
long
this is
days
the,
also.
This is the question. You never know when is the good time.
Yeah.
But what I love really is the moment of the pose.
Yeah.
Maybe it's only 20 minutes. When you have no time to use too many equipment. So I love flash, I love light, but sometimes we have to go in a boat very quickly,
Yeah,
so you have to
speed,
be
yeah.
really quick. And so train a lot. I'm a good cyclist. This is a secret. So learn English. Learn English is the first.
English.
Sport,
Fitness.
review, fitness, and
Good. Das sind
and
die
take a lot
wichtigen
of pictures.
Cool.
Amazing. Cristiano, thank you so much for being here today, for taking the time and giving us this insight into this world of destination photography. Maybe just one little last question. You've been to so many places. Is there any place where you would still like to go? Do you have anything on your bucket list?
Maybe Japan. I was in Japan for holiday, and I take a picture in the market. But maybe Sony, they hear me.
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
to take some picture
Sony, hello.
with a model in Tokyo, Kyoto. This is what I want next.
I have a
So
feeling that
never be happy. So there is something more.
always grow. Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
feeling that it's going to happen for you with Sony choosing you for their
Hopes.
campaign as well,
Yeah,
being
so-
ambassador.
maybe.
There
Let's
might
go.
be a next campaign and then maybe Tokyo.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yep.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for being here and for these insights. Liebe Zuschauerinnen und Zuschauer, ich hoffe, ihr habt es auch sehr spannend gefunden, die Eindrücke zu bekommen von so einem Top-Fotograf, der wirklich um den ganzen Globus reist. Und gerade in der Hochzeitsfotografie, da habe ich auch etwas gelernt, so viele verschiedene Aspekte eigentlich kann ich das zusammenbringen in ein Bild, die Location, die Emotionen und auch die Beauty. Also das ist wirklich sehr, sehr eindrücklich gewesen. Und ja, es ist unglaublich, aber es ist wahr. Wir sind schon in der Hälfte vom Swiss Photo Day angekommen. Das heisst, es ist jetzt Zeit, um etwas zu essen. Ihr habt es vielleicht auch schon gespürt. Vielleicht knurrt der Magen ein bisschen. Mittagspause ist da. Und natürlich könnt ihr nicht nur euch verpflegen, etwas essen, etwas holen, sondern ihr könnt jetzt auch noch mal ein bisschen networken, natürlich alle unsere Tools benutzen. Und bei uns da ist jetzt aber nicht einfach Sendepause eine Stunde lang, sondern wir haben für euch etwas vorbereitet. Es gibt jetzt gerade ein sehr persönliches Interview mit dem Stefan Forster. Er ist Natur- und Landschaftsfotograf und er bereist rund die Hälfte vom Jahr die Welt. Und zu seinen Kunden gehören Netflix, BBC und National Geographic. Und er erzählt wirklich sehr persönlich im Interview dann über den Mittag. Und ihr seht es jetzt auch schon eingeblendet. Am Nachmittag geht es extrem spannend weiter. Wir haben viele Highlights. Wir schalten live auf Nepal. Wir reden aber auch über die juristische Situation in der Fotografie und überhaupt bei den Kreativschaffenden, auf was man sich da muss achten muss. Und es gibt Musik und es gibt sogar noch ein Live-Portrait-Shooting, wo man wirklich sieht, wie schnell das teilweise muss gehen und wie das da ein gutes Resultat kann geben kann. Also es bleibt sehr, sehr spannend. Ich hoffe, ihr bleibt uns auch am Nachmittag erhalten. Ich wünsche einen ganz guten Mittag, viel Spaß beim Interview schauen, beim Networken und wir sehen uns da wieder in einer Stunde. Bis dann.